Okay.
I used to.
So here's what we got. What is x? Do we know what x is? I haven't really told you.
Nope.
Wait.
Does
X- Wait, I got it.
Does it matter what I put there?
Why isn't X
Yeah.
a map?
Sean, you need to pay attention to this. This is a big deal. X, Y, question mark, smiley face. Does it matter?
Oh no.
It's just something. Doesn't matter what it is. It's just something. Okay? Something that we're looking for. You can replace it with a question mark if you guys want. If that's familiar. You can scratch out the X and go, okay, I want to know what the question mark is. Okay? Is anything different from what we did on the front side of the page? This is a little bit of like a drill and kill exercise, right? Where we're gonna like practice looking at how do I get from 2 to 8? Yes? 2 times 2 times 2 will equal 6.
So it's 4.
It'll be 4. Okay. That's okay. You guys always have your like, what's the other way to do this? Here's the other way to do this. You could check to see what it is by looking at 8 divided by 2. That should be 4. All right? You always check it. So that I know I have to multiply by 4 to get to 8. Right? So I know I have to do that in the top as well, right? From here to here. Times 4. So what's the question mark? What's 1 times 4? Question mark equals 1 times 4. 4.
I did x equals 4.
Yeah. What, that's okay. Same thing, right? You told me it doesn't matter what it is. 4. Done. That's kind of nice. Okay. Can I do anything in the bottom right now? Is everybody okay with the first question? Sorry, here, let's backtrack. Everybody okay with the first question? Okay, that's very similar to the front. Okay. Can I do anything in the bottom? I don't know what the question mark is. So I don't know what to multiply by. But if I flip my attention to the top instead, how do I get to 18 from 3? Yes? Times it by 6. What do we call this again, Georgia? Do you remember? This scale factor. This is what we're scaling the entire thing by. Scale factor. So if I multiply by 6 in the top, what am I going to have to do in the bottom? You got to multiply by 6 in the bottom, right? Except this time it's not 1, right? So it's a little bit, it's not that it's harder, it's just you have a little bit more thinking. The question mark is equal to 5 times 6. What's the question mark equal to? 30. It's good. That's it, guys. That's all it is. It's like the only thing I can do on top of this is just start throwing words on, like the Hot Wheels question or the map question. That's it. Okay? We're taking all of the skills we've done over the last like 3 days. We're writing ratios, right? We can write ratios as fractions, like what we're going to see in the next part, and then we just solve it. We find what the question mark is equal to. Okay? Harry, do you have a question?
Wait. So is it asking me what x is the answer, right? Like to balance out 18. On that is x times 6, like is it x6?
X is 6, yeah. No, sorry. It's this. The 30.
Alright.
Okay? Now, if I turn this into a more familiar question, or what should be a more familiar question, how do you reduce? Remember, we've done this a whole bunch of times. If I have represented 18 over 30, can you reduce that for me? Yes.
Yeah, wouldn't it just be 3 over 5?
Yeah, it should turn into 3 over 5. Right? I could divide 18 by 2. That's going to be 9. What's 30 divided by 2? 15. Can I keep going? I can't divide by 2, but I could divide Like I recognize, and hopefully you guys will develop the skill to recognize that 9 can be divided by 3. What's 9 divided by 3? 3. What's 15 divided by 3? 5. That's reducing ratios or reducing fractions in the simplest terms. Right? All I did was divide by 2, and then I went divide by 3. And I magically ended up with what I was supposed to, the most reduced form of it. That make sense? You can totally do that with tiles. Like we spent a whole bunch of time building these things with tiles too, right? And then cutting them in half, and then we couldn't cut it in half anymore. Right? Make sense? It's good. Not easy. It's kind of cool for me to see you guys do something that I've taught you, right? We've done a whole bunch of different kind of representations, right? So here's what we got now. You can scratch out the X and make it a question mark if you'd like. It's okay. It doesn't matter what it is. Okay. How do we write ratios though? What is this the same as? Like let's start with this one. What is the same as? Remember from our like lesson like 2 where we talked about how do we rewrite ratios? Does that look familiar? Want me to zoom in? I can zoom in too if it's too small for you guys. Everybody remember writing a ratio as a fraction? They're the same thing. It's 12 over 60. Okay, over here, that's equal to, here's the top number, 4. 4 over question mark. Let's solve. How do I get woodshop safety? I hope they're being safe down there, Harry.
What? Oh, yeah. They better be woodshop safety.
How do I get from 4 to 12?
Oh.
This one's, okay, just be careful, because I asked you a question, but it might not have been necessarily the right question to ask. I asked you, how do I get from 4 to 12? Is that what I'm interested in? No, what am I interested in, Cole? The question mark, so I better be able to go from, what am I interested in?
Oh, like right the second?
Say that again?
Like right the second?
Yeah,
Scale
yeah. Yeah, what's the scale factor?
Wouldn't it be times 3?
Is it, okay, yes, this is why I was like saying be careful. Because if I'm gonna multiply by 3, sure, but I'm not interested in multiplying here.
Divide by 3?
Okay, I'm interested in going the opposite direction with this question, right? So I'm going from 12 to 4 because I want to go from 60 to the question mark. So how do I get from 12 to 4? Okay, so I got to divide by 3. My scale factor is still 3, but instead of getting bigger this time, I'm getting smaller, so I better divide. Does that make sense? Okay, so I got to divide, I'm going to divide by 3 in the top, and I'm going to divide by 3 in the bottom. So what's my question mark? What is, you can type this in your calculator, I don't care. 60 divided by 3 should equal a number. That's the question mark. What is it? 20. So the question mark is equal to 20. Anybody stressed? No stress. Are we stressed? No stressing. Okay. Want to do one more? We got 2 more. We got to do the little word problem at the bottom. And then you guys can chip away at stuff, okay? Okay. Let's change these ratios into fractions so that they're actually kind of useful. Question mark. You can scratch out the X's. I don't care. Question mark over 9 is equal to 35 over 63. Okay, I want the question mark. I look at the 2 pieces that I have, the 9 and 63. figure out how to get 263 from 9. How do we do that? This might not be a nice one. I don't know. Yes, Georgia?
Divide 63 by 7.
Oh, okay. So it is a nice one. Okay, so yeah, okay. What I would have done to check Georgia would have been 7's ultimately what you need to multiply by, right? The scale factor. To find the number 7, I would have done 63 divided by 9. That's going to equal 7. That's the number I know I need to multiply by. Because 63 is 7 times bigger than 9. Okay? So if I multiply, tricky. If I multiply by 7 in the bottom, am I going to multiply by 7 in the top?
Yep.
Oh, sissy, I got you. I got you. Yes.
Divide by 7 backwards.
Yeah, okay, so here, let's draw the arrows for a sec, okay? Let's draw the arrows. Here, I'll move it down so it's clear. Okay, I multiplied by 7 in the bottom, but what direction am I going in?
Oh, yeah.
Going backwards.
I gotta go this way. So I gotta divide it by 7 this time. What's 35 divided by 7?
Five.
5, buddy, that's it.
So 5/9.
5 over 9. Just gotta be careful. So it got me too till I saw it. I wasn't asking the right series of questions. But it's good I didn't ask the right series of questions because that's what's going on in your head. You're trying to like do the same thing over and over again, but sometimes you gotta think a little bit. You don't want to multiply 35 by 7, then you're gonna get some huge number over 9. That doesn't make any sense, right? It's gotta look proportional or like kind of nice. Make sense? Let's do one more. Okay, we'll actually do the word problem. Okay, here's what we got. We kind of did this with the dog question yesterday. The vet. You were the vet clerical person, right? You're trying to administer the drug per kilogram of dog, right? Remember doing that question yesterday? Similar thing here. You always, when you see a word problem, okay, when I don't tell you what the ratio is, okay, you gotta be a bit careful in the way that you set it up, okay? You always gotta match up units. That's why I like units, because you're not gonna mix it up if you write the units in. So I'm just gonna write a ratio. 13 candy, let's say, you don't even have to write the whole thing, over 26 ounces. Okay. That's going to equal, what do I write on the other side? Am I dealing with candy bars or weight? Oh, I'm looking for weight, yes, but the information provided to me is what? 35 candy bars. So where's the 35 going is my question. Top or bottom? Top, right? Because it's got to match the where you put the candy on the other side. Does it matter what you do from the beginning? Does it matter if I put 26 ounces over 13? No. What matters is that this side matches. You can't flip-flop, okay? You got to make them match. Does that make sense? So you're going to put the question mark here. Is that okay, Georgia?
Would it be 70?
I don't know yet.
Because on that side, if you add 13 twice, it makes 26. So that's the one.
Oh, interesting. We can check it. We could do it twice and see what happens. You want it? Let's do it. Okay, this is a little bit trickier. This is a harder question. How many times is? What are we gonna do here? Remember what we're looking for. Remember what we're doing. All we're looking for is that number. That's what we call the scale factor. That's all we're looking for. right? So how do I find the scale factor? Can we find like a relationship between these two? Yes, we can.
You divide
Is it gonna be, is it gonna be a nice relationship?
I don't know, it might be a decimal.
It might not, it might be a decimal, but does it matter? Does the process change? Okay, what are we gonna do?
Divide one by the other.
Which one by which?
Divide 13 candy by 35. Or, I'm not sure.
35 by 13. Why am I picking 35 by 13?
Bigger number by a smaller number.
Okay, here's what I want to know. Ultimately, I want to go from 26 to the question mark, right? So, what happened in the top? Did I get bigger or smaller in the top? I got bigger, so I better multiply. So I'm going to multiply by the number that I find, right? So if I multiply by something like 0 point something, it's going to get smaller, okay? But if I multiply by something like, if I find what 35 divided by 13 is, that's equal to a number. Do we know what that number is?
Like 0.5 or something.
It might be 0.5 if it was 13 divided by 35. But make sure you do 35 on the top divided by 13.
Oh, 2.69.
But that seems better. 2.69?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not a nice scale factor, but it's still a scale factor.
You can do 2.7.
Okay, we can make it 2.7 if you guys want. Okay, now, how do I get, your question now becomes, I'm going to erase some stuff here. Okay. How do I get from here to here? You know how to do this. How do I get from 13 to 35? Yes.
Wouldn't you just times the ounces by 35?
Careful. What do we, okay. Everybody sees a decimal. Yeah, you just do the same thing we've been doing for the last, I don't know, 15 minutes, but everybody sees the decimal and freaks out. But the process doesn't change. It doesn't matter what this number is. I'm still going to multiply by what the number is, 2.7. Right? So why not take the bottom and multiply by 2.7? I don't care what this number is. It could be as ugly as you want it to be. It does not change the way that this work is done. It's the same thing over and over again. Right? So all you have to do now is the question mark is equal to 26 times 2.7. Yes, Georgia.
9.6.
What is it, sorry?
It's 9.629.
9.6. Did you do 26 times 2.7?
Oh, I did the bottom.
Sorry, hey, just be careful. Which way are we going, Georgia? We're going from, I got,
72.
good. 72.2 is good. Okay, what are the units on that? Do we remember? Ounces. So that must mean, therefore, 35 candy bars.
Hello,
Hello?
could I have Colby Huffman pop down to Student Services?
Yes, you can.
Thank you very much.
What do you guys think? That's a little bit hard. That's a hard question. Okay. That's about as hard as I could possibly make it, I think. But
Do I have to round it up?
no, you could leave that like that, buddy.
Because I just got 2.2. Wait.
Well, that's, yeah, it all comes down to, Tassif, is what you've said your scale factor is.
Yeah, I
Just saying.
didn't round it up.
Okay, that's okay. Okay? Are we okay? This is kind of a cool concept because you can start answering like our map question. Like if a map doesn't work out to be a nice scale, like nice numbers that I've strategically picked so that you guys get the idea. It's the same idea though. You take what we've done with nice numbers and you just work with the ugly ones instead. the same thing. Okay? Anybody stressed?